Okay, so there are five main kind of domains where pain, where food can increase pain in your body. I'll mention them first, and then we'll just do a quick hop and skip through each one. So the first one is through inflammation. And as you know, we've said before that inflammation is how your body heals. So inflammation is a good thing when you've damaged yourself and you're healing. But that same process of healing, which involves, if you cut yourself, you'll see how the area swells up, becomes red, becomes super sensitive, and then it gradually goes through this magical process of inflammation and then heals, forms a scar, and is better. And different parts of our body heal variously well and in different, but it's always underlying the same process of inflammation. So if inflammation is appropriate, it heals you and keeps you well. If inflammation is inappropriate, then it will cause the same process in an area where it shouldn't be happening. So food can turn on inflammation, inappropriate inflammation in your body. And just as an interesting aside, that it's been worked out that probably 60 to 70% of the immune cells in your body actually hang around your digestive tract. So it's a very powerful interface. The second is that, and this is it's almost the same, kind of interlaced, is that food can modulate your immune system. And your immune system often works via inflammation, which is how you attack things. So if you get if someone sneezes over you and the virus gets into your body and the virus starts multiplying, you don't get sick because the virus is multiplying. You get sick because your immune system says, aha, we're being attacked, and it turns on inflammation, an inflammatory response, which involves you getting a fever and then getting whatever the virus is. You get a chickenpox rash or a measles rash, or you cough and sneeze, depending on which virus it is. Your reaction to fight the virus, which is through inflammation, is how you get ill. So foods can definitely change and modulate your immune system. So that's the second, which is kind of through inflammation, but I'm just kind of making a separation there. The third, which is really interesting, and there's a new, it's like an explosion of information, is that food can change your microbiome. So your microbiome is the mix of bugs that live in our gut, mainly in our large bowel. And the microbiome, we're finding out now, all these bugs that live in your gut, it was thought initially that you needed a certain mix so that you'd have normal, healthy bowel motions and your gut would feel okay. But now we recognize that, in fact, if the microbiome changes, it has effects all over your body. And one of the fascinating things is that in, I think it was around 2000, there was like a massive race amongst various organizations to find out what our DNA is, to break down the genome of DNA. And so then it was won by an American, I think it was a South African name, an American guy who ran this. And now what's happened with technology is that you can break down, you can take a sample, put it in a machine, and very quickly work out, is this human DNA or is this actually some other type of DNA? And they've worked through a whole lot of different types of DNA using the same process. And what has actually been found is that if you take a sample from anywhere in the body, you will find that only a proportion of that sample is human DNA, and a surprising amount of the cells that live in us doing tasks have bacterial and viral DNA. So we are only, and it's been worked out variously, 20 to 30% human, and the rest is other, which is really fascinating. So the microbiome that I'm talking about is the microbiome in your gut. But in fact, the microbiome has been looked at now as a broader thing because you have this bacterial and viral DNA scattered right throughout your whole body. So that's the third. There's inflammation, there's changing of the immune system, there's changing of your microbiome, which has then effects through your body. And the fourth is that foods can improve or harm joint function. And the fifth is that the right kinds of foods will stop deficiencies of certain substances. And the two most important substances in terms of pain are magnesium and vitamin D.